Okay. Om Shanti, everyone. So it's 8:30 and little bit more than that. So we will start right now. Okay, so let me first introduce the speaker. We have today with us Prafulbhai Singhi. Prafulbhai is into Gyan for last about 18 years, and he has been instrumental in lot of seva from Jagdamba Bhavan as well as in Pune and across India now from the IT wing. A lot of webinars and other things which are hosted are being, lot of help is being done by Prafulbhai. Apart from that, he is also a chartered accountant working with Credit Suisse, a large bank in Pune, I mean from Switzerland, but in the Pune office, and has been very efficient even in his professional working. And we get a lot of help in the yagya from Prafulbhai from various activities, not only this webinar, but many other activities. So this is the brief introduction of Prafulbhai, and I hand it over to Prafulbhai to start the session. This will be in English. It's a orientation session covering various aspects of video conferencing, what are the benefits of each, and how to choose, what are the criteria for choosing which video conferencing to use. So this is the brief, and I hand it over to Prafulbhai. Yes, Prafulbhai, please go ahead.
Sure. Thank you, Samir Bhai. Please let me know if I'm audible.
Yes, you are, Prafulbhai.
Sure. Thank you. So welcome everybody to this technology orientation training. Essentially, this training would be in English language. Those who are not very comfortable in English, जो केवल हिंदी समझ सकते हैं, वो एक दूसरा ट्रेनिंग सेम रिपीट हुई थी पिछले हफ्ते 10 मई को IT Wing YouTube चैनल पे आप वो वीडियो देख सकते हैं. And yes, those who understand English, they can continue with me on this training. The same training is being live on the YouTube as well. So in case if anybody is having challenges in joining Zoom, any of your friends or BK Sevadharis, you can ask them to join over Zoom on YouTube. So let me stop my video and I'll start sharing my slide. So yeah, before I begin, just to mention that if anybody is not able to listen the audio, they can click on this audio button on the left side of your phone and call via device audio. If you click this, you will be able to listen the audio. So yes, welcome everybody once again to the technology orientation training. So let me give a quick background behind this training and why are we doing this. Because if we get an idea, then we can appreciate the contents well. So first thing is that, like the times are changing. As we all know that at present, meeting physically is not that easy. And due to changing times, we should also understand that Seva requires some changes. And with this online thing, it will be helpful for us to do more Seva, both for BKs as well as non-BKs. Second thing is global reach. When we involve technology in godly services, the reach is not limited to the local center or just a few audience. The outreach is like quite massive. For example, now I am based in Pune, and but all of you all are from different parts of India taking benefit of this training. So yes, using technology, the outreach is definitely global. Present is IT era, and you all must be knowing that mostly all the youths and even seniors are quite acquainted to using smartphones and technology. So, of course, physical meetings cannot be completely replaced with virtual technology. Physical meeting has its own advantages. Coming to Baba's center and taking the 7 days course or listening to the Murli is no doubt the best. Uh, but yeah, for those who cannot go to centers, for them, IT technology can really help. And it's very easy to choose because there are so many choices you all have. So you all can just choose which is the best platform for yourself and accordingly go ahead with the right choice. So with this short background, let us understand that what we will be covering in today's session for the next 2 hours. So essentially, as Samir Bhai mentioned, that this presentation is mainly focusing on the uh, technology orientation. So what are the parameters which we should be selecting while selecting any technology? And here we are mainly referring to the video conferencing or the audio conferencing with which we can deliver the knowledge. So that is something important for us to understand the parameters. Secondly, we will take a overview of different online tools. So there are various tools, like a bunch of them, but for the purpose of this workshop, we have just filtered to the four, which you can see on the screen. One is the YouTube or Facebook Live, free conferencing call, Zoom, the one which we are using to conduct this call, and Google Meet. And finally, we would give some concluding remarks on what we feel would be used better for the Yagya. So throughout this session, throughout these four technologies, as I go, we would encourage you all to post your question in the chat window. So just due to the time limitation, we won't be able to take up a lot of questions. But if the questions are quick and if I feel I can address them, definitely you all can uh, ask on the chat window addressing the question to myself, and I would be happy to address them. Along with me, we even have some IT wing members on this call, like Samir Bhai, and a couple of them would be joining. So even they will share a couple of inputs which they feel are important to be known to all of us. So with this, let's go ahead. Uh, what we will not cover today, let me also uh, discuss something about that so that we are clear upon the objectives. So I will not be sharing detailed steps on how to use each platform, how to install and where to click, what not to do, because that will require lots of time and we are having limitation of time. So live demo won't be shown. It will be just based on screenshots, and I will be getting this PPT slides. Uh, but yeah, for the advanced training which we might have at today evening for Zoom, we will be also doing the live demonstration. I will give little details uh, at the later course of this training. Each of this technology has various advanced features. So I will touch upon those, but how to use those advanced features and what are the pros and cons again which we will not be able to go much in deep today, because this is just a orientation based uh, training. So yeah, again, individual problems, we will display our email address for y'all to reach us. But yeah, if y'all have any individual troubleshooting issues, y'all can personally reach out to us. So let's start uh, with first topic of our agenda, that is parameters for selecting the online technology. So these are a few pointers which I felt is necessary for us to know. Of course, it is not restricted, it can be more. So firstly, we should understand that who are our target audience, whether it's BKs or non-BKs. Because when it comes to BKs, a little bit compromise could be okay. But yeah, when it is just non-BKs, we have to be very much sure that whatever technology we use has a very good end result and user experience. Second thing is cost effectiveness. Most of, or rather all of, the Brahma Kumari services are free of charge. So definitely we will want to use the technology which is mostly free. And even if that is charging us, that should be minimal based, so that centers don't have to spend a lot on just investing into purchasing this technology. So this is also one parameter which we should evolve before selecting any training platform. Third one is number of participants. So each one of these training will have some restrictions in number of participants attending the session parallelly. Some may not have. So this is one of the criteria to select the platform. Duration of call. This is basically meant for some technology which just limits to usage of 40 minutes or 1 hour or 3 hours. So we should be aware of those as well. Quality of audio video. This is, I think, very essential. If the audio and video quality is not that great, then there is no point in having online uh, courses or online murlis. So this is something which you would like to check for yourself, which technology gives you best result. Again, very important here is managing participants, because when you're in a virtual setup, we don't know what participants will do. Some may just unmute the mic and start speaking something else. Some participants may come whom we don't really know who is that person. Somebody may put on their video on, there could be such sort of many things. So how to manage participants and what tools does each platform give us to manage them is something which we would like to focus on. Live streaming is another important area. There are some technology which allows us live streaming, some may not. So accordingly, we should be sure that uh, which technology uses what. Some of them allows us to do parallel events. That means at the same time, with one username password, you can conduct multiple meetings, and some may not. So we should be aware of that as well. And ultimately, the main important is ease of use. If a technology is very difficult for sisters to use at our centers, then again, no point in using those. So unless you can train them, or we can have a good workaround, it is very important for us to consider how easy. Again, popularity is another important factor. If a technology is popular, then people will like to join. If you start using something which is no doubt having a very good features, but that is not very much common in public, people will feel reluctant to join that technology unless you train them, or you really convince them that this technology is very useful and please join this. Again, there are some advanced features like breakout rooms, which is very much essential if we want to have group discussions or group collaborations. So this is also something which you should look for. And the last but not the least one is polls, wherein we would like to understand that what benefit does audience have from the end result from the trainings. So with this, let's let's start with the platforms. So whenever we go through the each of these training platforms, I would request you all to assess all of these pointers, which of them really holds good for specific platform. So once you feel that for you a specific pointer is not very much relevant, but other pointer is very much relevant, accordingly that will help you to shortlist the specific technology. So let's begin. uh, I hope we are ready. But before we begin, let me conduct a quick poll just to understand how much awareness do we have of the technology at present. So on your screen, a poll window will appear. I would request you all to rate yourself, uh, whether you have advanced knowledge, good knowledge, average knowledge, limited understanding, or you have never tried that technology. So those who have joined in from Zoom, you all will get this poll question on your screen right now. Those who have joining from YouTube, y'all will not get the question, but y'all can definitely mention in the comment section as I read out the questions to you. So the first question is, what is my current understanding regarding organizing YouTube live or Facebook live streaming. So please rate, click on the screen whether you have advanced knowledge, good knowledge, average knowledge, limited understanding, or you have never tried. So all the participants can start voting. I hope you are able to see the poll on your screen. Next question goes, what is my current understanding of free conference meetings? So there is another platform called free conference meeting. If you have very good knowledge or you don't have knowledge, please rate yourself accordingly. Click on the next button and there you will find what is my current understanding organizing Zoom meetings. Again, the same ratings, excellent knowledge, good knowledge, average, limited or never used. And the fourth question, the last question is, what is my current understanding organizing Google Meet meetings? Google Meet or Hangouts or Hangouts Meet, there are different names for this. So y'all can again rate yourself. And once you're done, please submit the poll so that I can see the results on the screen straight away. So let me wait for another 30 seconds till the time all of y'all vote and then we'll continue the training. Okay, so I hope we have like around 50, more than 50% people voting. So let me stop the poll and let's see what results do we have on the screen. I'll share the results with you all so that you can also understand. So the first one is YouTube live streaming. We see many people have not really tried that, but there are a few, around 40%, who have good or average understanding about the live streaming on YouTube. Second question, we find that free conference call, again, not many have tried, but there are a few users having advanced knowledge and good knowledge. So I believe around 25% plus people, participants really know about free audio conferencing. About the Zoom, again, we have around 50% who have very limited knowledge or no knowledge, and a few 7% of them having excellent knowledge. And Google Meet, I think most of this platform we have not used, around 60% have not really tried. And yeah, we have a couple of them, around 25%, 30% who have limited understanding. So that's good. So let me stop sharing the results and let me continue. And I'll try to cover as much as I can for you all to gain some acquaintances about these platforms. So let us start with YouTube Live. YouTube Live is no doubt most popular one. Even if you all have not organized the YouTube live streaming, at least you all would have attended one of those. So let me tell you, amongst all the technologies, I found this to be most easy to use and most convenient. So how to do this? So when you go to your YouTube page, so if you see the screenshot, you will find that this is the YouTube channel page of Brahma Kumaris Pune. And over there towards the top right, if you see, there is a icon called of camera where we see the plus sign, and when you click over there you will find three options. One is upload video, second is go live, and third is create post. So to go live on YouTube, you need to click on the second one, go live. As soon as you click on the second one, there will be a screen appearing which will give you four options as you see on the screen. First one is stream, second is webcam, third is manage, and fourth is stream now classic. So when you click the stream, it will pop up another window which you see on the right side, where you have to just fill in a few details and you can start live streaming. Again, when you come on the webcam portion, second option, you can just switch on your laptop or PC webcam, and again you will have to fill on these details and you can go directly live. Manage section basically is relating to that part where uh, users can uh, schedule events and any past events, if there is, they can manage by way of clicking over there. And YouTube has really come with a new interface. If you are wanting to organize events using the old interface, you can click on the uh, rather old classic, and there you will find some options which will help you in conducting the uh, YouTube from the classic menu. So let me come to the right section of the screen, which is nothing but how to create the event. It's very simple. First one is giving the event title. Second one is to mention whether the event is public, unlisted, or private. So generally we would select public so that anybody, even if they do a simple YouTube search or Google search, they can land up to our event without having link. But yeah, if you feel that the audience should be restricted, it could be a personal meeting of center sisters with students or any other thing, you can keep it unlisted so that people only with those who have you have shared the link, they can attend the training. But yeah, there is one catch over there. If someone forwards that link to anyone else, again the other person can access those videos. So if you feel that meeting is too much confidential live streaming, then you can select the private streaming so that only the ones who are logged in from the email address whom you have allowed access to the streaming, they can access. But yeah, most of the time we generally use public, so you can keep this option as default unless you really want to change it to unlisted or private. So the next part is the category. You can select any category whichever you feel is suitable for your event. And if you feel that you need to go live immediately, you can no need to schedule it for later. You can disable this option. But if you feel that the streaming is for a future point of time, it's good to schedule it. I would encourage you all to schedule the event at least one day in advance so that this event keeps on top of your channel and any of your subscribers are well prepared that the event is going live. So it is a good idea to schedule it beforehand. You can give the date and time. Again, enable monetization is for those who really want the ads to be played on the YouTube. Most of us may not want this option to be enabled. It's up to you all. Next option is upload custom thumbnail. So this is nothing but a thumbnail which you would like to put for your YouTube title banner or something, so that participants or your subscribers just viewing that thumbnail can easily land up to your video. And then this is another option that this video is not made for kids or is it made for kids. Generally you should be selecting no. And yeah, once you're done, you can create stream. So this is a simple form which you need to fill. Mainly it is nothing but title, description, time, and thumbnail. Once you add these four details, you just need to click on the create stream and the streaming is created. And yeah, after clicking that, this window will appear. Generally speaking, there is no specific changes you need to do in this window. Uh, the only thing you need to do is on the top right, if you see, there is a button in blue which is go live. Just hit that button and you should be able to go live on YouTube. A couple of things now, since we are in this training thing, I would like to mention about this YouTube live. First thing is you can go on YouTube live mainly from either from your mobile app or you can go live from the PC. If you go from mobile app, YouTube generally gives up a message that unless you don't have 1000 subscribers, you cannot go live from a mobile device. There is no such limitation if you want to go live from the desktop. So even if you have created a new channel and you want to go live from a PC, uh, you can really do that without having any subscribers. But from mobile, officially YouTube encourages users to have at least 1000 subscribers. Well, there is a way around. From mobile, if you log in from Chrome uh, and use a desktop interface from your mobile device, you can again go live from your mobile with less than 1000 subscribers. Also, there are a few apps. Again, you can Google these apps and you will find a bunch of YouTube videos, training videos, which also allows you to connect YouTube to your to those apps, and where you can go live from those apps from your mobile device itself. even while you having less than 1000 subscribers. Just in interest of time, I will not be covering those here. Maybe in advanced training for YouTube we can cover those. Other thing is that YouTube also supports integration with different platforms. So for that integration, if you see at the bottom left of the screen, you will find stream key and stream key URL. So these two are very important things. This is nothing but a key which links YouTube to those streaming software. So online broadcasting software is very much famous software wherein you can connect multiple cameras, PPTs, and you can switch between different inputs, and that is connected to YouTube, and you can do live streaming. Again, Zoom supports live streaming. So if you enter this key into the Zoom backend interface, like we have done for this meeting, so whatever I'm presenting on Zoom can also go live on YouTube. So like that, there are a bunch of different softwares which you can link with YouTube, and with help of those advanced softwares, again you can do live streaming. But this is the control center, the screen which you see. Unless you don't hit here go live, the video will not really come live. So here is the preview window. You can see this is again a JPG image, but yeah, this will go give you the live preview whether the streaming is being received by YouTube or not. And if you feel that the streaming is not received, you may want to check the streaming key. Once that is checked and you see the preview, then you can go hit the go live button. And yeah, there are a bunch of functionalities wherein you can see the analytics, stream health, whether it's good. Now if you see here in the screenshot, there is a warning that it finds that the bitrate is lower than the recommended one. And that is very true, because here in the preview there is no video, there is just audio coming in. So audio bitrate is definitely very less. So such kind of warnings is acceptable. But if a video is on and if you find such kind of warnings, then probably the network bandwidth is not good at the sender's end. So well, there is a lot for the YouTube live streaming, but yeah, I thought to just give you all basics. Another thing, if you see towards the right side, there is this live chat interaction. So the users can really chat over here, and you can reply to those chat window. So let me share the YouTube streaming which we are doing for this program. Now you can see this is the live demonstration I'm showing you. Over here the stream URL. Now you see the live chat, which, and I can just reply to all of them as Om Shanti. As I type, the chat goes with the name of the channel name. So this is Brahma Kumari channel. So everybody can see this chat simultaneously. And once the streaming is done, over here on top right, I will click the end streaming key. So once the streaming is end, you can really the users will not see anything. Again, during the streaming you can edit, click the edit button, and if you feel that there is any need to be changed in the title or description, you can do that. So that way YouTube streaming is very much customizable and easy to use. So coming back to our PPT, uh, again, once you do a couple of live streaming, when you create a new streaming, you can directly copy the streaming settings from the previous uh, streamings, which really helps you all. And there is no need to redo entire work again. So entering the title, entering the description, thumbnails is just one time activity. If you feel the same kind of event is repeating, like we have for the courses, now this you can see on the screenshot, this is the course. We just use the same settings, and yes, boom, we can start the live streaming. And as we see, you can see the statistics also. Let me show you the live statistics of the current streaming. So if you click the analyze button, here we can see that 14 people are seeing this video live. There are 72 playbacks. This is the average time, and there is this toggle window where you can see chat rate, playback, concurrent rate, how many people have liked, how many. So this way you can really get to know how is the streaming going on even during the streaming. And here you see that stream health is giving. So over here I see it as good. If there is a video, then sometimes it shows it as excellent. So like that, there are three simple buttons, you can toggle between those, and yeah, that can help you. So let me come back to the PPT. Once you end the streaming, of course, I won't be ending now, otherwise the YouTube friends will be not be able to see that. It gives you a brief statistics. So this is one snapshot I have taken. So there were around 1,400 people playbacks who really saw this video, and it gives some other parameters also, which is useful for our service report. So that's all about YouTube. It's quite simple. So the key advantages, what we find, it's that it's very much user friendly. Literally with a limited training, anybody can start using it. There is no time duration. You can stream as long as you want, maybe for 1 hour, 2 hour, 2 hours, 5 hours, 10 hours. And again, number of participants, there is no restrictions. There can be 1 lakh people watching you online, 10 lakh people. Any number can watch you online at the same given point of time. And the good part of YouTube is almost everybody has YouTube app installed on their phone. In any Android phone, Google mandates the manufacturer to have some apps as bare minimum, and YouTube is one of them. So no need even for users to train how to install the app. It is by default into their Android phones. Uh, yeah, in iPad, some phones may not have, but yeah, it's very easy, and almost all of them really use the YouTube apps. So again, that is very simple. And again, quality can be easily be scalable. So if you're streaming in 1080p, that is full HD, but user is not having that good internet, he's having 3G, so he can go down to 480p. If the user has 2G, he can go down to 144p. So these are nothing but different quality which YouTube helps to downgrade or upgrade based on the internet connectivity of the recipient. So these are really very good advantages of YouTube. And we have seen many centers going live, conducting Murli classes on YouTube. And literally any student can just click the link and uh, see that video live. Another thing which I would wanted to mention is how to share the YouTube link. So if you see over here, I'll just go to this page. On top right side, there is this arrow button. If you click over here, you get the landing page link. So that link, if you share with the participants, they can directly come to that YouTube link and see the video. They don't have to see this interface. So that link you can create and share. Other way to share the link is you can just prepare your channel name, youtube.com/. There can be any channel name. Like for example, for Brahma Kumaris Pune, we have Brahma Kumaris Pune /live. So if you have that channel name, users can directly go to that link, and whenever you go live, they will see you. You don't have to share with them the link each time. So this is one quick tip which I thought it's very relevant at this point of time. So with these key advantages, we have key limitations also, which we should be aware of. Of course, that is not very much bothering, but yeah, uh, YouTube does not allow participants to share their audio and video. So if your participant wants to talk to you through YouTube, that is not possible. They even can't show their video to you. So for example, if a center sister is conducting Murli class, and if she wants to see that how many students are really attentively attending the Murli class, she will not be able to see that. All that she can see is only how many people are watching the YouTube channel, how many are concurrent viewers. But again, nobody can really understand whether those are the students watching video or those are someone else. So that is a key limitations. And if there is no interaction, then sometimes the participants may not feel encouraged to watch the entire video. Again, when we are streaming from multiple location, for example, center sister is at one location, another presenter is at different location, just using YouTube live on the interface of Chrome or web interface will not help. You will have to use the third party software. So this is again a limitation of YouTube. Third limitation is no visibility, as I mentioned earlier, on which participant join. So we don't see the name or email ID or anything of the participant. So only if they chat something in the comment window, we can get to know who is really chatting. But if they don't prefer not to live chat, you really don't have any visibility who has joined. Again, you cannot share your PPT or computer audio while presenting on YouTube. while you're going live from your mobile app, YouTube Live, or the desktop app. Yeah, but if you integrate it with third party software like OBS or Zoom or any other, then definitely you can share. uh, so these are the key limitations about YouTube. So if I have missed anything, I will request the co-hosts who have joined, they can share about YouTube. And yeah, if you all have any questions, you all can again ask on the chat window anything pertaining to YouTube. I can quickly cover a couple of them before we move ahead to the next platform.
Praful bhai, I have only one good suggestion or good point. YouTube has unlimited storage as of now, so there is no anything which we need to have as some storage planning in backup. So it is all by default it is there.
Yeah, that is good thing, good suggestion. So uh, there is no restriction on the storage. But one thing again I would like to mention over here, which I will again do towards the end, that make sure that you don't broadcast any copyrighted content, because if you do that, then YouTube will immediately stop your live streaming. And if you get a copyright strike, uh, after 3 strikes, your channel can be permanently disabled. And in that case, you will not be able to retrieve any of your videos. So if you really feel that the video is important, it's a good thing that you make a local copy of that video. So that for any reason, if your channel is unlisted by YouTube, then you have those videos handy for future reference. So well, that's all from my side. Let's move on ahead and we can take more questions as they come in.
So, Praful bhai, there is a question actually, if we can answer. So the question is that how to upload other video in live. So you mentioned about that the live link. So when we have different videos or different videos or recordings at different times, and the YouTube link of live of the channel is the same, then how do you
Good question.
understand it?
Good question. So while you go live on YouTube, and let me quickly share this live window with you. So there is something called as this auto generated key. So each of the live stream generally comes with a new key, but you can like this generate n number of keys, 5, 10, 15, how much ever you want. And that live streaming should be done from that specific key when you go live. So, and each of this key will be related to the respective landing page. So if you feel that there are more than 2 videos going live at the same time, if you just share your channel live link with the participants, probably participants can get confused which live they should be watching. So if there are 2 or 3 parallel live, best way is to share the landing page link so that they don't go to the incorrect video. And second thing is to have separate keys for each of your videos, so that it should not happen that one Zoom training is being done from different key and same Zoom live cast is doing from the same key. If that is there, then probably YouTube will get confused. So this is the short answer to your question. Is that
Praful
okay,
bhai,
Samir bhai?
Yes. Thank you,
Praful
Praful
bhai,
bhai.
on the same screen, if you can go, I found one feature really useful in YouTube. If you go to
Mm-hmm.
the screen where the stream key you were showing,
Okay.
so over here there is this enable auto start and enable auto stop.
Mm-hmm.
These buttons are really helpful when you keep them on. What happens is from Zoom, when as soon as you go press go live, it will get live. You don't have to press the blue go live button again.
Yes.
And similarly, when we end the stream, if the auto stop is enabled, then this live streaming will get stopped automatically. So we save the extra click. We just have to do go live in Zoom.
Yeah, but that is very good suggestion, and for advanced users I will definitely recommend that. But yeah, for beginners I would recommend first do not enable this, because for some reason, if your Zoom is not correctly connected to YouTube, and you just click live and you don't come to this control page, you will not be able to understand whether you are really going live. You will be just broadcasting, and users will not come to know. So it
Yeah.
just requires one click, and once you see that your video is correctly coming over here, then that can be more useful. But if you are using the same link and the same meeting ID for multiple occasions, then as sister mentioned, it is very good idea and very easy to just click the auto start and auto end, and that helps. But that is only when in the case of you using Zoom for YouTube live streaming. If you are not using Zoom, again I will not recommend doing this, because it is always good idea to see how your face is appearing on the screen, and only once you're convinced that your seating is proper and you're very much ready, then you should click go live. So especially when you are live broadcasting from the webcam, so again in webcam it shows you a thumbnail, a preview. So once you see that preview, then only you should go live, so that audience get the first sight of you audience get the best one. It should not happen that you're still getting ready and you're already live. So these are the two scenarios where I feel that this option should be kept disabled. But yeah, if you are advanced user, definitely it helps. That's fine, Kinri
Yes,
man.
yes, yes. But
Okay,
yeah,
fine.
only once you have practiced it enough, then you can start using that advanced feature.
Let's go ahead for the Facebook Live. Uh, Shashidhar, if you have question, you can just write on the chat window. Okay. So Facebook Live is same as YouTube. Let me tell you, it's not very different. It's just that the interface is little different. So on Facebook, I will recommend first every one of you all to create a Facebook page. Okay. Do not go live on your personal Facebook account, especially when you are representing Brahma Kumaris. So it is good idea to prepare a page of your local center. You can take permission of your sister in charge, that sister, can we create a page of our center? And yeah, a page is different from the personal Facebook account. So once you create a page, then you can again create a page ID with the name of the center. Again, Facebook allows you to do that. So your Facebook page link can be, for example, facebook.com/bk center name, as simple as that. So it is easy for you to do branding. And if you just after that name, if you just slash again, have live as a tag, anybody coming to that link can see your Facebook live streaming. So as you see on the screen, on at the center there is a button called as create live. So if you create on this live button, that is where you can directly go to the live interface of the Facebook, and such kind of window appears. So let me quickly walk you through the controls. At the left side, you see go live now or schedule a video. So again, as I mentioned, it is always good to schedule a video for later, so that your Facebook page viewers get prepared for that. But yeah, if something is really instant, for example, if you want to go live for Murli and the timing is same, so there is no need to schedule it. Sisters can simply open their mobile phone, go live on Facebook and start reading Murli. So as simple as that. And again, uh, this is the share to a page you manage. If you manage multiple pages, it gives you an opportunity to select any other page. If you want to select, you want to post that as the see, Jagdamba Bhavan is the center name, which screenshot I've taken. It can be your own center, whatever you have. So you can select that name, and accordingly, this is the basic setting. And once this is done, you can go live directly. And this right side of the page you see is the advanced feature. So if you see here, first thing what I was mentioning earlier, facebook.com/ your center name /live. So if you share this static link with anybody with this link can directly see you live on Facebook. If you feel that there are multiple live you are going and you just want to share that specific video page, then at the bottom below the stream key, you can even get that specific page feed link. Stream URL and the stream key is similar to YouTube. If you're connecting this with the Zoom application or online broadcasting software, this will be handy for you. And yes, that's all. There is a couple of more advanced features like you see on the top: stream health, polls, questions, feature link. So stream health gives you the indication whether the streaming is of good quality, medium quality. Polls helps you ask questions to the audience. How are they feeling about the video? What did they like about the video? Questions is something again which you can take a survey kind of thing from participants. Feature link is if you want to showcase your website, Brahma Kumari's website or your center website or any Google Drive link which you want to your participants to access the resources, you can do that. So these are some of the things which we should be aware of while going live on Facebook. Again, Facebook helps you go live both from mobile and from your PC, and it's very simple. The good thing what I like about Facebook is that Facebook is mainly a networking app. So if you have lots of page followers, if you have lots of friends, you can easily share that Facebook page with all of your friends, and once they again share it with their friends, it goes on expanding, which is a little limitation on YouTube. Such sharing capability is not as advanced as Facebook. Of course, your subscribers get to know on YouTube, and if you'll have lots of subscribers, the video comes into the trending list. But yeah, in Facebook, it is a more like convenient and more user friendly. But yeah, the video viewing experience when it comes to YouTube over Facebook, YouTube is definitely more advanced because YouTube is essentially meant for videos only. So all the tools you find on YouTube is mainly for video. Facebook is more for chatting and more for networking, and it is not primarily meant for chatting or other for video. So sometimes users find difficulty to disable the chat window when we go live on Facebook, or they don't know how to go to full screen. Although those features are very much evident, but not as evident as YouTube. So the advantages and limitations are the same what we have for YouTube. So I will not go into that really. But yeah, one another thing about Facebook is that if you go live from Zoom, it allows you to go live on different Facebook pages at same time. So for example, if your center is managing one Facebook page, again you want to go live on Yagyaka Facebook page, on IT Wing Facebook page, again you want to go live on somebody of your friend's Facebook page. So 3 4 multiple Facebook page you can go live at the same time. That flexibility Facebook provides you, which on YouTube generally you will go live only on one channel at same time. So that helps. uh, s- is my voice not really audible, or you want me to speak little more louder, Samir bhai?
No, there was one question from one person that probably it is not audible to them. So I think if you are at full volume, then that is fine.
Sure.
Okay.
Shashidhar has asked a question that using Facebook, can we talk to participants? Yes, we can definitely talk to participants, and we can encourage them to respond by way of commenting on your questions. So it won't be like video chatting with them. It is mainly one way when it comes to audio video. But yes, you can use that feature of comments window, and with that window you can take the responses from Facebook and also from the YouTube. It goes the same. Okay, so anyone needs to add anything else? Any co-host before we move ahead?
No, nothing, Praful bhai. Go ahead.
Okay, let's move.
I had a question, rather not comment, but that in YouTube, like polling is possible in Facebook. So in YouTube also is polling possible?
Good question. YouTube per se does not allow polling, but you can integrate it with third-party software. So what you can do is, while having a YouTube video, you can encourage participants that you are posting a link on the YouTube comment section. Please click on that link and go to
Hmm.
the poll and answer the questions. So it can be anything, surveymonkey.com or any other.
Hmm.
But yeah, integrated poll, the way we have for Facebook, we don't have that for YouTube.
Hmm. Okay.
But Kinariben, just answer to your question, we can have a post poll after once our video is finished, like after 1 year or even after 1 hour of the video published, we can ask certain polls like how was the experience of the video on YouTube. If you have experienced certain while viewing some videos, you could have seen some advertise like poll, you need to answer certain polls or skip that poll. So we can do
Hmm.
that thing.
Okay. No, basically wanted like wait mechanism to get feedback for after like or for the live session from the participants. So that is not possible in YouTube.
Yeah, that's not possible.
Only to external. Like, okay.
Let's move ahead. Free conference call. So this is another good platform. Freeconferencecall.com is the website which we can use for using this tool. And once you go to this website, you can download the app, and even it's available on Play Store, where you can download for your phone, Android phones or iOS devices. Again, it's a very good tool, and what I like best about it is you can also join using phone audio, which is not very easy from other means of software. So let me walk you through the feature list, what it has. This is nothing but snapshot from the website. So it allows you entering from keyboard commands, recording. It has different call controls, as in you can mute yourself, you can unmute yourselves. Uh, it is international. That means international users can also join by using their country codes. When it comes to conference calls, when it comes to video conferencing and sharing screen, you can share your video using this tool. Even you can share your screen. Recording and playback and chat is also allowed. Remote desktop control is also there, so you can take control of anybody else's monitor if they are having any difficulty using uh, this facility. Then you can draw something on your screen or highlight something. It allows you to do that as well. Then it has a feature called as broadcasting, where you can just play your audio or video from your computer uh, to the participants. Then it has some meeting resources like like PPT or any document which you can share it with the users. Again, moving ahead, some of the features are repeating, hence I'm not again mentioning them. Then one good thing about this is that it allows up to 1000 participants. Again, it has a detailed call report which it gives you. Mobile app interfaces, scheduling is always there into that, and you also have history of past recordings, whatever you have done. So it gives you limited 1 GB of free storage, wherein you can go and download. So yeah, so this is all about free conferencing call features. I think there is one more page. This is basically if you upgrade to a paid plan. So once you upgrade to a paid plan, you will get one unique number which you can use for dialing in. You can also access to the toll free number. You can have custom greeting. What is custom greeting is like, for example, free conference call invites you to this meeting. This is one standard tone which comes. So you can have custom greeting, like for example, Brahma Kumar is Mumbai inviting you, is welcoming you, something like that. Again, you can have your custom hold music, like the waiting time, or before the meeting is starting, there is some music being played by free conference call with some ads into it. You can just replace that with your own song. It could be Baba's song or some silent music, whatever you prefer. And yes, you get extra storage up to 40 GB. So this is only once you upgrade yourself to a paid plan. But most of the features are available in the free plan, and this can be something which we can do away with. Even if we don't have toll-free number, they do provide a basic number wherein users can call and connect to our meetings. So yes, so free conference call is again very popular app and nowadays being used by Yagya to a large extent. We see that various accounts meeting which sisters are conducting from centers, that is being conducted through this app only. And it is very simple to use, and people really like many things about it. But yeah, see, like if you go to the download page, you will find, as I mentioned earlier, it has a window based app also. iOS and Android support is also there, where you can schedule the meetings and you can attend the meetings also. And this is a support center, so you can just go to the freeconferencecall.com global, and from here you can download different resources. As a host, what needs to be done, there are some keyboard shortcuts, some good commands. If you can go to this website, you can yourself download and learn. So what is the limitations and challenges? Although we have understood the positive side of this software, but it is also important to understand what this software does not really uh, do well. So one thing what we have found users to report is that after we connect the call, sometimes we get disconnected. This is not very usual thing, but yeah, sometimes we get disconnected. So this mainly happens if you use the audio interface when you log in from your mobile phone, and that happens because each of the subscribers, sometimes the network goes bad, or there is sometimes FUP on certain plans or certain operators, so disconnect is done. But even besides that, we find that sometimes people get disconnected. Another limitations we found is that sometimes when we dial into the number, we don't get straight away to the meeting. It gets disconnected. So we might have to try a couple of times. So if you're really using this platform, you should educate, or you should tell your participants in the instructions that if the call cannot get connected, don't worry, try again after 2-3 times. Probably it could be because server is busy, or maybe it does not allow many participants to join at one point of time. I don't know the exact reason, but sometimes it takes time to join the meeting. Then another thing what we saw is that when we join this free conference call, although it has a function to mute all the participants, but participants can unmute themselves also. So if anybody unmutes them, now for example in this meeting, other than co-host, none of you all can unmute yourself. You can try doing that. We have disabled the unmuting functionality so that the training goes seamless. But in free conference call, if you go into the muted mode, that is something which is a limitation. Then look and feel, some users have reported that it is very basic. It is not very much advanced or good to use. So again, this is a cosmetic limitation, not really to do with the functionality. But yeah, sometimes if the commands are not easily available and not easily presentable, some people find challenges. It does not support live broadcasting on YouTube or Facebook like we have for Zoom or some other tools. So we just limit ourselves to the ones who have the meeting IDs, and not really to the wider audience. And yes, Q&A, question and answers, when you have on the chat window, it it can be sent to anybody, everybody, and probably privately it cannot be sent. So basically now if you see in this Zoom, we have disabled the chat option with everybody for some time. That is because you all have question only with the host. But in free audio conferencing, whoever you chat, everybody will get to see that chat. So that is one limitation which we found. Another limitation is the stability and quality, which we have found some users reporting. So like I mentioned, for YouTube, people can downgrade to the quality as per the internet. That downgrading option is not available for free audio conferencing. If the user does not have very good internet connection, he will not see that downgraded quality of video. He will find lag of the video, audio, and such kind of things he will face. So these are some limitations due to which it is not that popular. But yes, there are workarounds. Like, let me just quickly go through again this for example, this disconnect after some time. Of course, this is a limitation, but you can always tell them to connect, especially when it comes to BK meetings. And when you go to the muted mode, there are actually three modes. One is muted mode, one is classroom training mode, and the other one is Q&A mode. So if you go to the classroom training mode, in that mode, by default everybody is muted, only the presenter can speak. So this limitation can be taken care into the classroom mode. But yes, you cannot have a conference talk like now we are having. Samir bhai is also talking, Kineri Behan or Puneet bhai had. So when you're having a multiple meeting, classroom mode really does not help. But if you want a couple of person to just introduce the anchor and all, so the host can unmute them beforehand in the classroom mode, and that is how you can address to this limitation. Again, when you see this, live broadcasting on YouTube is not possible. What you can do is, after the video is completed, after the recording is done, you can then upload it on YouTube and share the link. But yeah, going live is not really possible. Maybe you can try a tweak around by using third party software, but inbuilt functionality is not there. Q&A to everyone, again, to address this limitation, you can go to the Q&A mode, wherein people go into a queue of asking questions, and only once you ask them to raise a question, they can ask. uh, and you don't give them permission, they will not be able to ask the question. So this is a workaround for the Q&A, but yes, this is not that user friendly like we have for Zoom. So, and the stability and quality, this is something which we really can't do much. uh, we have to live with this limitation. So when it comes to just having Murli class and all, I think this is the best software, or when you're having internal meetings. But yeah, when you're planning to have courses, I'm not sure how useful this app will be. Essentially because of three, four main things. One is the quality issue. Second is, since it's free audio conferencing, there will be always this beep coming in, welcome to free audio conferencing. So some may have this reservation. If it is free, are we really secured? Of course they're secured, but people can have that reservation before attending. And if they are not having couple of times attempt to join the meeting, they may have uh, they may simply drop off, they may not want to join the meeting. So these are all about the limitations, but the two good advantage what is over all the limitation is that it supports up to 1000 participants free of cost. That is something which is amazing feature of this. And the other feature is that it allows you to join from your mobile device. So if you're really planning service at a village area, at a place where people are not really confined, or they don't really use internet, I think free audio conferencing is best for those. So when it comes to serving the farmers, serving the village area, rural people, I think there is no better tool than this. Because even a person having a simple basic phone, Nokia 1100 or any Samsung basic device feature phone, just by dialing the meeting number, they can attend the conference and take benefit of whatever you have to offer them. So that ways it has edge over other free meeting platforms that we have at present. That's all from free audio conferencing from my side. Any of the co-hosts would like to add anything, or if you all have any question, you can ask me on the chat window. Others, I can quickly address those. Okay, so
So I think, yeah, Praful bhai, nothing to add,
moving
and we
ahead.
can take questions at the last. So go ahead.
So coming to the next platform, which is Zoom. Zoom is something which we all are now connected to. So probably many of you all know how to use Zoom. That is what I could even see in the survey which we had initially taken in this call. So again, zoom.us is the website wherein you will find everything about Zoom. Once you go to the download section, you can download the desktop client and also for the Android and uh, the iOS. And besides this, it has a bunch of other extensions or add-ons, which I have not taken the screenshot here, but you can just go to that website and find various other plugins which it has, like for Outlook, for Microsoft, this Link for Business, Skype for Business. So if people are having different meeting softwares with those add-ons, they can join to the Zoom meetings. That is one good part about Zoom. So this is the interface which you see when you join the Zoom. It asks you either to join from the phone, or it asks you to join by the computer audio. The screenshot which I had shared at the beginning of this meeting. So when you join any Zoom meeting, by default it will not get you into the meeting. You will have to choose whether you have to join the computer audio or device audio. Now when it comes to joining from phone, the options which it has is mainly for the US dial-in numbers, US toll-free number. We don't have options to have the Indian toll-free numbers, or even for that matter Indian non-toll-free number. So if you're really using Zoom free account, or even for that matter pro account, the basic pro account, this option is not really available dialing on from phone. But if you want this, if you feel that your participants should be able to dial in from phone without internet, you can pay a small fee and purchase a toll-free number, uh, and based on that monthly subscription, you can give that toll-free number to your participants. And as I mentioned, for the free audio conferencing, similarly they can join Zoom without even incurring carrier cost. In free audio conferencing also, it's not a toll-free number. They have to incur some carrier, the phone charges. If the operator is providing free, then it's free. If the operator is charging, for example, Geo charges like for 6 paise per minute, so they have to incur that cost, all your participants, while joining free audio conferencing. And if you need a toll-free number in free audio conferencing, again you have to pay for that as an organizer. Same is the case with the Zoom. Yeah, but if you feel that your participants are mainly using internet, that will be in the case where your target audience is in the cities, where we almost each one of them has smartphones. So you can directly just share the Zoom meeting ID, or maybe YouTube, if they are not comfortable with Zoom. So with the integration of Zoom and YouTube, people can attend your meeting. So this is how to really start the meeting. Audio is the main thing, and once you start the meeting, then there are a bunch of tools which is given at the bottom. One can mute, unmute audio, video. One can see the participants list. One can chat. One can present the screen, and one can record. So these are the basic controls. I think they are self-explanatory, so I need not go into the deep. And same controls are also there. If not same, similar controls are also there if you log in from phone. So if you see here, we have audio, video, share, participants, and there is this three dots which is more button, where you can find other options like chat and raise hand and all other things. One thing which I really don't like about Zoom, one or maybe two things, is first thing is that once a user joins into the meeting, by default he cannot hear the audio, and that is the reason we have the standard slide presented on each of our meetings. And I would encourage you all to also present such kind of slide, maybe in English or in your regional language, wherein you advise or train people that click on device audio so that they can hear your audio. Because by default Zoom does not have it enabled if you join a new meeting, unless you go into the setting and mention that always join via device audio. If that user is enabled by user, they don't have to click on this always. But if you have a new user, especially for a 7 days course user, you would like to force them to do this, because unless they don't do that, they will only see the video, they won't be able to listen to the audio. And there is reason why Zoom does not have that enabled by default, because generally in large corporate houses, if all of them switches on the video audio by default, there will be this echo thing coming in. So that is the reason why Zoom has it disabled by default, unless user want to really enable it. So another thing, as I mentioned, second thing, and second, the only thing which I don't like about Zoom is you cannot by default mute all the videos of all the participants at one go. So if you feel that participants video is should be muted, you will have to one by one mute all the participant videos. Other way to play work around that is you just spotlight the presenter video. If you spotlight the presenter video, then even if anybody keeps their video on, it will not distract, both in live streaming and as well as on YouTube main screen, unless one really goes to the gallery view and checks who's the participant presenting video. So spotlight video is a way around for that feature. Once I had asked the Zoom support people that can't you all build an option to disable all the videos at one go. So they responded me that for that you should upgrade your Zoom to Zoom webinar. So Zoom basically has two products. One is Zoom meeting software, which now we are connected with, and there is something called as Zoom webinar. So Zoom webinar by default, all the audio and video of all the participants are muted. But I evaluated that webinar thing. Of course, it has a couple of features in addition to the Zoom basic meeting, like you can have webinar registrations, you can have unique links getting to all your participation, and some other features. But when it comes to costing, it was very much costly. I think per month they charge around $60, which is in addition to $15 which we have for Zoom Pro account. So I felt that spending that much amount is not worth it. But if you all feel that that is useful, you all can also explore this another product by Zoom called as Zoom Webinar. So they distinguish between webinar and meeting in such a way that meeting is where all the people can interact together like we have now, and webinar is something where only one person presents and others are mainly the viewers. So instead of using webinar, I would suggest you all to go for YouTube Live, because YouTube Live is also one kind of webinar wherein you can interact by way of chat. And Zoom webinar, not all are allowed to anyways put on the video or audio. So again, it is just like a YouTube interface. So this was just some background around the startup things which slide which we should put, and again we can display some contact numbers and also give you a YouTube thing, so that in case user are finding difficulty in joining Zoom meetings, they can refer up to those. So just something about the audio settings. So as you see here in the audio section, there is a small drop down. Over here you can select from a bunch of microphones or a bunch of speakers. So for example, if you want to make the audio listen to the entire classroom, you can select a different speaker and not your headset. If you only want to listen yourself, you can select headset. Same thing is with the microphone. If you want to use some different microphone, so Zoom has options to select from a bunch of different microphones that is select connected to your computer. And once you go to the advanced settings, it has various other options wherein you can increase the volume of your output level. If you feel like the volume is not that great, you can increase it from here for the microphone as well as the speaker. And there is another advanced button of which I have not taken the screenshot, but in that advanced button you have various cool features, like if there is any background voice coming in, Zoom has that capability to suppress that voice and enhance your voice. So that is something very good feature about Zoom, that it has some audio engineering tools which is edge from other devices, and that is why the audio experience from Zoom is generally very good in comparison to others. And yes, it has some other buttons also, that mute my microphone or enable stereo sound. So you can just play around with these buttons, and what all these features really mean, you can go into the website and deep dive into those. I may not be able to deep dive at present because of the limitation in time. Same thing you will see in the audio, in the video section, you can select from different cameras. You can use your webcam of your laptop, or you can connect a USB camera, or any other camera device, And in the video settings, you can also change the aspect ratio, do the HD video, mirror your video, touch up your appearance. It adds more of a brightness or contrast to the video so that it looks more professional. And whether participants' name should be shown or not, turn off the video while you joining. So various such kind of features it has. And once you go into the advanced settings, it has some more video enhancing capabilities. One good thing what I like about Zoom is it has something called as virtual background. If you see here, this fourth option from top, fifth option to be precise. So you can just select any piece, maybe of any room or any Baba's photo, anything which you feel, and that automatically becomes your background. And you don't have to really worry about, even if you're sitting into your bedroom or if your background is not really too good. So for example, now I am sitting at my bedroom, but due to the this virtual background, people will not get to know and they can directly see me, my face. And Zoom has that capability to filter the background from the object. So that is one very good feature of virtual background which you can try, but make sure that the lighting is very good. For this feature to work very well, the light should be from front. If the lighting is from back or side, this feature does not work that great. So before really enabling the virtual background, you would like to test whether it works with the setup at your place or not. If it doesn't work, then I would suggest not to use it. Otherwise the video looks very much artificial, that real video is not really seen of the user. Also, if you have a lot of cluttery background, Zoom may find it difficult to identify yourself from that background. So that is something which you'll have to test. And if you feel that it's not really working well, there is an option called as green screen. So you can just place a green cloth behind you, and Zoom will replace that green cloth with any image you put as a virtual background. And that is another way you can use this feature if your background is not that great or if your background lighting conditions are not that good. So that's all relating to the video options which we have in Zoom. Let me quickly walk you through the other features about Zoom before we move ahead. By the way, a detailed training is planned today evening, wherein I will be going to more detailed technical things about the Zoom. But now I will just touch upon what are the features. So this is the interface of host. So all participants will not see all these button, only as a host you will see. So I've already mentioned about this audio video. There is this security button, and if I click on the security button, it has a bunch of options which it gives you, mainly waiting room, sharing screen, whether participants can share screen, whether participants can chat, or they can rename themselves or disable renaming. You can report any participant if you feel that a participant is constantly not having good commenting something different or abusing something. You can remove him, report him, lock meeting. So each of these features, security features, is something which Zoom has also recently introduced. Earlier this security was there while setting up the meeting, but now Zoom has specifically got a button over here. And that is mainly because recently, most of you all might be aware that Zoom had some security breach in the month of April, sorry, March. And in April, they worked really hard and got on various different security patches. And now Zoom claims that it is the most secured environment. And now people have again started using Zoom. So at present, we have this version 5. So if you all have any other version, old version, please make sure that you upgrade yourself to the latest version of Zoom so that you have all the security features enabled. So more about this security, you can go to the Zoom control center and read about them. Then we have manage participants, wherein I can see all the participants list, and it gives me option to mute all the participants, unmute them, or allow participants to share their screen or rename themselves. Such kind of features it gives me. Poll is another feature which Zoom gives me. Poll is something which you can conduct between the meeting. Just live demonstration we have already done. I will show you a couple of screenshots later after this slide. Then we have this sharing screen capability. So Zoom gives you option to share a specific window, share only computer sound, share video, share just a portion of screen. Different kinds of sharing option it has. It also allows you sharing from a second microphone, second camera, your sharing from your mobile device. So these tools you can just play around, and what works for you best, you can use it. Then again, you have remote control function. So if you are working with someone, maybe with some sister who is not very well versed with the computer terminologies, you can get access to the screen and uh, make sure that the PPT is set up right, and other controls are there. Even like that, you can use Zoom for training each other on some technology things on PC. So it just works like TeamViewer or remote desktop. If you'll have used, Zoom helps giving the control and taking back the controls as well. Again, when I click on the more button, it has different options like chat. I think it's very basic. You can disable the chat, you can enable chat with hosts only, you can enable chats with everyone based on whatever you require. There is another feature called as breakout room. This is one of the best feature I liked about Zoom, essentially because now, for example, we have meetings, and now like we have in this meeting 37 participants. Now if I tell each of you all to share something about yourself or share something about a specific point, it will take me more than 37 minutes, and that will end up taking too much of time. But if I want to have a group wisdom, what I can do is I can divide this 37 group into probably 6 groups of six members each, and you all 6 can then discuss amongst yourself 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and then I can bring you back into the main room, and one of you all can present what was the discussion. So we use this feature a lot, especially when we do the Avyakt Murli Manthan, which we have a separate group in the morning around 5, and in the evening at 9. Around 80-90% of us, we get onto a call, and once in a week we just take up some topics for workshops. We divide the team into different groups, and each team discusses on that topic, and once that is done, the group leader presents it. So again, we have tried this for non-BKs. Once we have completed the 7 days course, we divide the team group into different groups, and we give them some focus question. For example, introduce their selves. What is one unique quality about you? What are the 3 things which you liked most about the 7 days course? What is one takeaway which you would like to implement after completing this course? So once the participants discuss with each member and we give them opportunity to interact, the experience is very good, and it is more lively rather than just one way listening. So you all might have also experienced, if the interaction is there in a class, you feel more energetic, more lively, and that is the job of this breakout room. Again, today evening, we will do a live demonstration of how this feature works. Uh, Going ahead, we have these 2 options: live on computer, sorry, record on this computer, or record to the cloud. So the basic account gives you function to record on PC computer, and the pro version, that is a paid account, also gives you a feature of recording over cloud. So if you record on cloud, after the recording is done, within 15 to 30 minutes, you get an email from Zoom server that your recording is available on the cloud, and you can share that recorded link with anyone. Also, you can download that for your future reference if you want to. Uh, Recording function is not available from phone. From phone, you can record on cloud if you have a paid account. Again, we have captions. You can close captions. You can hide the meeting controls. Then these are the options to go live on Facebook, Facebook Workplace by Facebook. There is also live on YouTube. In this screenshot, that option is not being displayed, or live on custom live broadcasting service, streaming services. So when you click on this from backend, you just need to put the streaming key and the streaming URL, which I mentioned you at the time of YouTube section. And once you click on this, Zoom will start streaming from here till to the YouTube or Facebook, wherever you want. And that way, even if you have limited participants account, you can go live on Facebook. But this live functionality is only there with the pro account, not with the basic ones. Okay. And then again, whenever you want, you can toggle share computer sound, or if you want a video to optimize full screen. Essentially, what does it mean? That even if your video is of HD quality, but at the receiver end, you just have a 2G connection, so automatically Zoom will downgrade the video quality for that user. So if you enable this option, it works. And yeah, towards the end meeting. So once you're done with the Zoom, you can end the meeting. And once you click this button, all the participants from the meeting will be thrown out of the meeting, or probably on the screen it will be appearing that the host has ended the meeting. So these are the some of the basic functionalities of Zoom. Uh, uh, I hope it might have given you all some orientation of how Zoom works. Just a couple of screenshot how to conduct design poll. So here you can just have two kinds of questions, single choice or multiple choice questions. You can frame questions and you can conduct this code. Second screenshot gives you when I have to start launch poll. And once I have launched phone poll, I get to see the tracker. So this is basically the bar where I can see which users have responded what. And once I'm satisfied that sufficient users have responded, I can end polling. So polling features is there even for the basic account. And this is a good way to understand how our participant is really perceiving our uh, uh, training. So this is quick thing about the Zoom plans, free account. We have these many features. You can go to the website and check out more. Pro account, it's around $14.99, which amounts to around 1100 INR. And you get basically this 40 minutes duration which we had for basic account, that goes off for the pro account. And it has, we can increase the number of participants as you pay more. And it has other plans also, business and enterprise. If you are really interested in understanding those, you can go to the website and try to understand what additional features they have. So let me just quickly share a last slide on the basic free plan. What is the limitation? Because many questions are appearing on the chat window, whether the free plan support this or that. So I knew you all will have this question. So let me quickly mention what is the limitation of the basic plan. One is that it is limited to only 40-minute session. Sometimes Zoom disables this 40-minute session just to give you all good feeling. But yeah, don't get misguided. It is not always 40-minute session. Sometimes, or most of the time, it revokes. So just due to the pandemic thing, COVID-19, initially last month it disabled this 40 minutes feature, but now again it has enabled this 40-minute duration. So this is a limitation. Second limitation is that it is just limited to 100 participants. So if you have more members wanting to do the course, Zoom alone will not really help you. Second thing is about free plan. It will not allow you to have co-host. So co-host is something where you can share your responsibilities. Now if you see in this meeting, I am one of the co-host. There are likewise 4-5 different co-hosts. So they are managing this entire session. So I don't have to really bother. I can focus more on presentation while the other part is being done by other co-host. But when you are in a basic free plan, it has to be handled by one person only. You can't have that co-host functionality. No live streaming on YouTube, Facebook, as I mentioned. No cloud recording. You cannot also record on your phone. You have to record on a PC if you want that meeting to be available in future. And there is no meeting reports. So Zoom has a very good feature that it gives you how many participants attended, what are their email IDs, or how much part they were attentive in the call or they were away from the screen, what was the joining timestamp, ending timestamp, everything you can get to know from backend if you really want to understand your participants well. So that feature is there in the paid account. And there are some other advanced controls also. Again, I've not listed them because they were not very much material. But yeah, some of the advanced controls basic plan does not support. So if you see all of these limitations, main limitations what I found is only of this 40-minute session. So if you really want to use Zoom for your daily Murli classes, I think you will not really require more than 100 participants if that is really confined to one center. uh, there is no need for co-host because during Murli class we generally are silent. So one person, if even one person manages, and you can just unmute your sister teacher, whoever is reading the Murli, I think it can work very well. Live streaming is also not needed for daily Murli unless you really want to do that. Cloud recording is also not needed. Even meeting reports might not be that useful. So barring this 40 minutes, I think none of this will be really a showstopper from using Zoom. Even there is a workaround for this 40 minutes thing. If you feel that the Moodle session is little long, which generally it is, you can either complete Moodle within 40 minutes, or you can just give some break. After 38, 39 minutes, you can tell the participants, okay, let's do 5 forms drill, and after 5 minutes or 2, 3 minutes, again join with the same meeting ID. So you, after 40 minutes, the meeting ends, or you can forcefully end the meeting, and again users can join the meeting, and again you get a slot of 40 minutes. So like that 40 40 40 minutes you can continue as long as you want. It is just that there will be one time break, so which is fine. I think if your center students can understand that, and they don't mind rejoining the meeting again, I think really even this first limitation is not a showstopper. But yeah, when it comes to doing courses of non-BKs or doing public programs, then I think this will not be a good idea to asking them to get off from the meeting and then again asking them to join back. This will not have a good reputation. Probably for that, you may want to spend some little amount, and then you can have a meeting for as long as you want. I think you can have 24 hours meeting also at a stretch. Zoom will not stop you over there. So that's all I have when it comes to Zoom. If anybody has to add anything, any co-host, if you feel anything needs to be mentioned, please go ahead. I'll wait for a couple of minutes. Okay, so I think we are almost good with whatever we have shared. Now moving on to the last platform for the day, Google Meet. Uh, I know it's like around 1.5 hours. Still just 25 minutes to go, and we'll be completing it. But I hope you all are finding this useful. So let's move on. Google Meet is another very good tool, and you all might think, why is this being added in this deck? Eventually you will get to know, because I could find most of the people not really using Google Meet. Even I have not used Google Meet that much, because it has some very strong limitations. But there are some reasons why I thought to bring on this deck. First reason is, okay, let me first walk you through what is this product. uh, meet.google.com, this is the URL. If you go to this URL, you can directly get access to this Google Meet. And signing up, you don't have to really create a separate account for this. If you are existing Gmail user, with that existing account, you can directly sign up, start a meeting, or join any other meeting. So earlier, this Google Meet was a feature which was available only to G Suite customers. G Suite customers are those customers who are premium account holders of Google. So just to give you an example, like each of us would be having a Gmail ID. So that is a free Gmail ID which Google provides. So we might have bk so and so @gmail.com. So Google has some free things for the basic users. For example, 15 GB storage of emails, unlimited emailing, Google Drive, and Google Spreadsheets, such kind of features. So if you want to upgrade your plan to a paid option, which is called a G Suite customer, there you can use some of the additional products of Google, and it gives you some more flexibility. For example, it gives you more Google Drive storage. It gives you access to this Google Meet, and also other platforms. I will not go into the detail because the topic of our discussion is only Google Meet. So recently, last month, when there was a lot of noise of the Zoom being not stable, which now of course that noise has gone, but at that time Google announced that it is opening up Google Meet to all the users, even to the free users. So that is how now each of us can access this Google Meet. And good part about this Google Meet is also that you don't have to even go to this link. Even if now, just last week they have introduced this, I have not taken the screenshot. Even if you go to your Gmail, at the left side you will find two new buttons: start Google Meet or join a meet. So right from your Google email also you can directly initiate meets. So it is that simple. Also it has integration on your Google Calendar. So that ways it is very simple to use and user friendly. And now since they have merged, so now what sometimes they called earlier for basic users, this thing was called as Google Hangouts. So Hangouts essentially only allowed up to 15 participants, and Google Meet, now they have merged this Hangouts and Google Meet as Hangout Meet, something like that. They have just given new name to that. So don't get confused. It is one and the same thing, whether you call it Google Meets or you call it Google Hangouts. So what features it has? So quickly I will share with you this features list. I will not go into the each of the features right now because we have limited time. So Hangouts Meet, what they call it now. So there are three plans: basic, business, and enterprise. So even basic, it allows up to 100 participants. Business allows 150, and enterprise are 150 participations. And the good thing about this is there is no 40 minutes time barrier, which we saw in the Zoom free account. So although it has 100 participants, but you can go as long as you want your call to extend. And if you see these 4-5 features, each of these are having same. Only the record meeting functionality is there with the enterprise users, and dialing in from phone is also there with the basic. But again, when it comes to dialing in from phone, it gives you US toll-free numbers and not the Indian ones. Probably they might introduce India ones, but I'm not sure. At least till last week, it was not there. The latest when I searched. So if they announce Indian toll-free numbers, then you can use it like free audio conferencing also. Otherwise, it is of not much use to us because nobody will use the US toll-free number, at least in India, unless you have Google Voice app installed. So live streaming in domain viewers, again, it allows you to live stream, but it will not allow you to live stream on YouTube or Facebook. It has its own live stream server, but that is again not available for free users. It is for the advanced enterprise users. So if you see, essentially, Google Meet has, yeah, I have limitations separately mentioned. Essentially, it has 100 users, and it goes for unlimited time, whatever time you want to have a meeting. But another reason why I thought to introduce this product was that the enterprise capabilities which it has. We are lucky that for Brahma Kumaris, the center accounts, we can take benefit of this enterprise accounts. And the reason is because each of the centers account, we have our domain as @bkivv.org, and that bkivv.org is nothing but a G Suite account. So we have subscribed to Gmail's annual subscription from Yagya, and Yagya has issued email IDs to all the centers, all the registered centers. Each of them will have this @bkivv.org. And if you log in into Google with that bkivv.org, you get these advanced features. So essentially what does that mean is you can host meeting up to 250 participants, and if you share the live link, around 1 lakh people can see your video live, which is in addition to this 250 participants. So like that you can uh, increase your outreach to so many people without paying anything. So with multiple people sharing their screen, multiple people joining, you can go live at the same time. 250 participants can join, provided you use your center account. For that you don't have to pay, but if at an individual level you're planning to purchase it, then you'll have to see the different pricing plans, and accordingly you may like to purchase. So you can just speak to your center sister, and if needed you can use the center account to host online courses So what happens is when you schedule a meeting, it gives you a 12-digit meeting ID, just like we have for Zoom. Zoom, it's probably a little simple because it is just a number, but they have numeric number. And if you share that with any participant, they can join uh, from their phone. Good part about Google Meet is that you don't have to install any app on your phone. User can directly click, and from their Google Chrome itself they can join the meeting. So that is one very good thing about Google Meet. Even Zoom one can join from Chrome, but Zoom generally encourages users to join to install the app. So only if the user cancels that notification and clicks join on via web, only then user can join from web. But in Google Meet or Hangout Meet, you can directly join in from the Chrome. It will not insist you much, but at the same time you can also join in from the app. So that's all about Hangouts Meet. You can just go to the site and explore. All these meetings tools are more or less same. It is just that some will have mute button somewhere else. If you are not able to figure it out, just go to any YouTube video. There are thousands of videos uploaded by different YouTubers available in different languages. So you can just type in how to use Google Meet Hindi or how to use Google Meet English or Telugu, Malayalam, whatever language you want, and I'm sure you will get some video to help you out. So quickly coming over to the limitations. This is my favorite part because until unless we don't understand limitations, we should not use a product. So here one big limitation is we cannot unmute the speaker. And why I have mentioned this as a limitation, because for example you have hosted a Google Meet and your center sister is at the center, and uh, you are having the host control. Again, you cannot have multiple hosts like we have for Zoom, and for some reason your center sister has put her on mute and she forgot to unmute herself, and she's just speaking and just speaking, and even while you telling you're unable to reach out to her. So that could be a problem. You might probably have to phone call her, or you'll have to ask her in front of all the audience that your mic is muted. So you have to unmute yourself. So that is one limitation which I saw. It's not a very big limitation, but yeah, it is. Second thing is users can unmute audio or video anytime. So like I mentioned for free audio conferencing in the muted all section, even here anyone from the participants can unmute their audio and video anytime. You don't have really control on that. You can't really, you can mute them, but they can unmute themselves. You can't force them not to unmute themselves. At least as of now, Google now does not have that forcefully muting all feature and disabling the unmuting capability. So if you have any public event and if some user is simply unmuting themselves, you will have to be on your toes to uh, mute them, or then you will have to throw them out of the meeting by removing them from the meeting. So this is something which you have to do just to avoid this limitation. Third thing is there is no spotlight video option available like we have in Zoom. So if anybody puts their video on, all the other participants will also see the video. So spotlight video is available only for the for you on your screen, but that does not mean that all the viewers will see the same video. So this is another limitation which we saw. And if any person joins in the meeting and shows some different kinds of video which we don't want to present, it can create a bad impression. So of course, one good thing about Google Meet is that it nobody can just simply join with the ID. You have to admit that person. But when you have a public event, you will have to by default admit everyone because you might not know who is that person. So and once you admit that person can unmute the video. No live streaming on video on YouTube. So although it has live streaming capability for enterprise plan, as I mentioned, wherein 1 lakh people can join, but YouTube has its own advantage of live streaming because your YouTube channel has its own subscribers. Your video is always available for anyone in the public to watch, and YouTube is very much famous, very much common. Google now has not yet integrated with their YouTube, although YouTube and Google now both are products of the same company of Google, but I don't know for what reason they have still not handshaked both the products. I think once they do that, probably they people will have more orientation to Google now than Zoom. So because it is the free and having such kind of features. Other thing is that it has not got breakout room facility that we have for Zoom. And let me tell you, even for Zoom, free account has this breakout room thing. So if you have some group discussion which you can wrap up in 40 minutes, you can use that even in the free account. But in Google Meet, you don't have that breakout. There are some workarounds which you can Google and again find out. But for that, you'll have to create different meeting IDs, Google Meet meeting IDs, give the users those meeting IDs, ask them to go there. But not everybody can go there directly. So again, this is a big limitation if you want to have a group discussion. So these are the 5 main limitations I thought to share with you. But if you feel that these limitations will not really impact you and you want to use this feature, this software, I think it's not harm. You can try it. And definitely with this enterprise thing which we have for our Yagya account, you can take many benefit from it. And now that it is made open for public, you would like to just check once in 2 weeks, 3 weeks if any new feature is added, so that you can use it. So that's all for Google Meet. Anyone would like to add anything? Any co-host? They can add. Okay, let's move ahead. So coming to the last part of our talk, conclusion and Q&A. So let me spend another 5-10 minutes because now since I've introduced so many products, you all will ask, Praful, just give me a short answer, what to use and what not to use. We just need one quick answer. We don't want to do so much of research like you all have done or the IT wing team has done. So before coming to conclusion, let me tell you there are also bunch of other products like Skype, uh, Google Duo. There is one new app called as Namaste. Many such apps now people are coming up with. Most of these app has basic limitation of number of users. For example, Skype does not help you go over 30. Google Duo does not go. Sorry, Skype I think it's 20 members. 50. They have increased from 10 to 20 recently. Google Duo also has it limitation, not more than 32 can join. Even Namaste. So all of those apps has some or the other limitations. But yeah, you can definitely try those. We just took the 4 most popular uh, apps which we felt could be used, but you can explore others as well. We have also tried to explore others, but the features which we found in these were, most of them were missing, especially when it comes to number of participants and duration of call, and again popularity. So with this, let me give you a quick conclusion that first thing is, uh, as I mentioned these pointers again, let us quickly review these pointers again in 2 minutes. So BKs and non-BK events. So when it comes to compromising some of the limitations, you can definitely go with the BK, but for non-BK, you might like to go with a solution which is robust. Okay, so there is no harm spending a small penny for non-BK events, but if you are just using for Murli, I think the free versions, whatever we have discussed, all YouTube live and all, you can use it. YouTube or Facebook, or even for that matter Google Meet or Zoom. Number of participants I've already mentioned. YouTube supports unlimited, Facebook supports unlimited, Zoom supports 40 in free, and in paid basic it allows up to 100. Sorry, number of participants is 100 even in the free account. And Google Meet again 100 participants. Duration of call is unlimited for all the products except Zoom, which has 40 minutes, which again I gave you a workaround. You can disconnect and join again. Quality of audio and video is same throughout. Free audio conferencing sometimes has some audio challenges, but not always. You might like to see that. Only after I've heard that only after 100 participants when they join, they find the quality issues in free audio conferencing. But up to 100 participants, generally audio is good. Video, yeah, downgradability option is not there in free audio conferencing, but it is there for Zoom, for YouTube, Facebook, as well as Google Meet. I'm not sure about video downgrading, but yeah, it may be there. Managing participants, best is Zoom. You can manage each and every aspect of the participants. In YouTube, there is nothing to manage. It is just that chat. You can block the chats if you feel that somebody is spamming. You can hide the chats if you don't want a specific user's chat to be appearing. And yeah, you can communicate on chats on YouTube and Facebook. In Google Meet also it allows you to have chat, but yeah, member management is not there much in Google Meet, and as well as free audio conferencing. Live streaming, as I mentioned, YouTube is itself live streaming, YouTube and Facebook. Zoom you have to integrate, but free account does not support. Google Meet also free account does not support. Enterprise supports, but live streaming is not on YouTube. Parallel events, you can have multiple parallel events on YouTube, multiple parallel on Facebook, provided you share separate URLs with the users. On Zoom, you can only have one meeting at a time. You cannot have parallel meetings from same account unless you have an enterprise account, which allows you two meetings parallel. Google Meet also it allows you parallel meetings. Ease of use, I think most of these four are easy to use. I found YouTube most simple, but yeah, Zoom also out of after some training, it is very simple, not that difficult. Even free audio conferencing as a participant, it is very easy. As an organizer, you will have to learn something, some tools here and there, but yeah, you can get to know. Popularity, no doubt, YouTube and Zoom are most popular. But yeah, even free audio conferencing people have started using, and last is Google Meet. Breakout rooms, only Zoom supports. None of the other platform supports it as well. Even poll is supported well by Zoom, and not by other platforms. Facebook to some extent it supports. YouTube it supports poll after streaming the video, but after going live, not sure how many people will really come back just to answer that poll, because immediately the poll does not appear after live streaming. It takes some time. So, but yeah, there are workarounds. Like as I mentioned, you can give any survey form link, Google form link on the chat window, and that is workaround for the polls. So this was a quick synopsis on how different platforms, what features are available where, which we started our meeting with. And the final concluding note before I really end: if you feel that you want to use for Murli class, I would recommend you use free audio conference, because it's free and you can also join by audio. Most of the times we have very senior citizens who are not that techno savvy using smartphones. They can just dial into a number and join by audio. Of course it has its own limitation, but yeah, if at all I have to recommend anything, so free audio conference is good. Even you can share your video, so those who are dialed in from smartphone, they can even see the video of sisters, they can even see the screen presentation. So all of those capabilities are there. Yes, there would be dropouts, but you can always educate your BK family members on WhatsApp that you can dial in back, and even if they miss a specific session, that will not be a much of a problem. So I would recommend use this for Murli classes, and for public programs use Zoom integrated with YouTube, because Zoom Pro has again 100 members limitation, but when you integrate it with YouTube, you have all the features of YouTube also added to the Zoom, and that way you can go to any extent. And if you're using for public events Zoom, then at the same time even you can use for Murli classes, as because as you have the paid account. So morning time you can do Murli, and afternoon time or other time you can do the non-BK programs, public events. So this is the review point from my side. Other thing is that keep necessary precautions. This is very important. Let me spend three minutes on this. uh, Whenever we go live on any of the video conferencing platform, it is very important that whatever we present ourselves, we are representing a organization. Had it been a personal meeting, it's okay, but if you are reading Murli, or if you are organizing any public talks representing Brahma Kumaris, it is very important that if you are switching on your video, make sure that background is proper. It should not happen that there is garbage, there is some clutters, there is bed sheet behind, and then you are just conducting meeting. That does not create a good impression. Also, at present we will be at home due to the lockdown thing, but if you're going live on any platform using our video, make sure that you're dressed adequately well. And these are some basic ethics, I think no need to mention, but I just thought to have it highlighted so that unnecessary there should not be anyone extracting video clips and sharing it or making them viral, because you know that such things do happen and we don't want to do that. Again, when you're using zoom uh, zoom phone and video chat on, make sure that you are sitting straight and don't move around. There are various instances that many videos have been leaked. What people have done, they just took the phone and went to the washroom just to free up themselves, and the video was on, they didn't realize, and all of that could be visible. So make sure that the video is always turned off if you are not speaking or if you don't have to say anything, because if by mistake the video gets on and if you're doing something else and you're caught, that will be again a loss of the reputation. Again, while talking or while delivering speech, make sure that the windows are closed and you have a silent atmosphere so that there is no background noise coming in. Especially when you are playing audio, make sure that first you test whether the audio is too loud. Especially Zoom, when you share your computer audio, it has to be just 20-30% or at the most 40%. If it is 100%, it becomes too loud, which is disturbing to ears. So always checking the audio levels, video levels is very important. Especially getting well versed, uh, starting the meeting before time, maybe 5 minutes before time, so that audience get a opportunity to see, okay, get familiarized them with the meeting room. Do not delay the meetings. Starting the meetings at scheduled time and ending is really the key to having a very good presence of our success. And well, also do not discuss anything much about the coronavirus or these things, because there are various scanning tools which is used, and if we speak much about these in our meetings or sessions, our meetings can get highlighted by the authorities, and we don't want unnecessarily to cause a problem. Hmm. So these are some of the basic things. Maybe the co-hosts can add in further if they wish to, if I missed anything. So that's all from my side. Just a quick poll I would like to take, that if anybody, if you all are interested in having further detailed training of any of the product, because now that you have orientation of all the products, so I am again launching the poll on your screen, and I would just request you to poll. The first question is, do you feel we should arrange detailed technology training in future covering different features of the tools used for use Seva? Yes or no? So if you feel that you need future trainings, yes, or else you can mention no. Actually, I don't think much of the training would be needed. You can always refer online resources, but yeah, if needed, then we can give this feedback to the IT wing. Second question is, which of the below products would you like to learn in detail? Multiple choice. You can even select more than one option. So if you want to learn any specific product in more detail, you can just mention that and we'll get to know. So I'll just wait for another 15 seconds. We almost have close to 50% people already voted. Okay, those on YouTube, you can just mention on the YouTube comment section and I'll get to know. Okay, so I think we have done more than 75% voting. I will stop the poll, and here we have the results. I'll share the results with you all. Again, you all can conduct such kind of polls with your participants, and that makes really the session interesting. That is what I like about Zoom. And now you can see, I hope you can see the results. If not, I'll read out to you. So I think about 61% of you all feel that training is needed, further detailed training, which is good. And second question is, uh, which of the below products would you like to use? So I think we have got maximum vote for 72% is for Zoom and 56% is for YouTube. So I think Zoom and YouTube gets the major thing. Free audio conferencing and Google Meet is less. And there would be some who do not like all these four. So there are 6% people. I think only one participant answering that. So that's fine. So that's all, friends, I have to share with you all. I think it's 10:30. So if there are a few questions, I can wait for some time to take up those questions. Otherwise, this training is announced to be closed. Just I would like to share this email ID, itwingpune@gmail.com. So if you all have any questions, if you all think that you are stuck somewhere, so we have a team of volunteers over here who would address to your queries. So we will reply you in 24 to 32 hours. If you want, we should talk to you. Do mention your phone number on the email, and then we can get in touch with you if you need any help in setting up the specific product. If any center sister needs any help in going live on YouTube, so our team will be glad to address those questions. Yeah, that's all from my side. There is some
Thank you.
question like more tools like Google, Microsoft Teams just being used. Audio is really good. Yes, Microsoft Teams is also good. You can explore that, but that is mainly used for the one having a business account. For general public, Microsoft Team is not very much popular. And another questions, what I see is again few doubts on the tools. Can we talk to you? Yes, you can just email on this email ID and we'll address you. So that's all the question I can see on the chats. Over to you,
Okay.
Samir bhai.
Yeah, I have one question, but before that, I want to thank everyone to join this. But a word of caution that whatever Praful Bhai mentioned about the image of our organization is of prime importance, and request that everyone adhere to that. Being very aware of our organization and being very proactive in presenting themselves during such any live streaming or video conference, and specifically no discussion on coronavirus. So that was one. Secondly, many have asked for the advanced training on Zoom. If you are comfortable in Hindi, we have that happening today from 4 to 6. And along with the notification you got for this training, the details for the evening training are also mentioned there. So you can join that one. And it will be detailed training on Zoom and the advanced features of Zoom. So that is all I wanted to say. There is one question, Praful Bhai, which says that how to do the polls on Zoom. Can we cover that? How to set the poll on Zoom? You are on mute, Praful Bhai.
Sorry. I hope you can hear me now. So that is very simple. All that you need to do is just go to the zoom.us, log in into your account, and where there is meeting settings, when you initiate the meetings, at the bottom you will find two options, a poll and one is live stream. So when you click on poll, you can add questions to the poll. You can do that for the free account also. And towards that only right side there is live streaming. So over there, if you add the streaming details, you can go live. So both the options are there in the web interface. You will not find poll in the phone app or the desktop interface app. I hope that answers.
So one more question, Praful Bhai, is that is it possible to record on system by many participants?
Yes. So in Zoom, if you go into the advanced setting, it gives you an option that allow participants to record. If you enable that, any participant can record on their personal PC. If you disable that, only host can record.
Okay. Yeah, so no more questions which I have, Praful Bhai, neither you have. So I think we can end the meeting. And thank you everyone for joining this. So the today's training is in Hindi. The advanced training on Zoom is in Hindi today from 4 to 6 p.m. And the details are shared along with this orientation training which we had today morning. But if you still have an issue or not able to find, you can please send an email and we'll respond to that. So there is a question, when is the English advanced training? So we'll plan that based on the responses, and we will convey if we are planning to do that. If the number of participants are more, we will try that. Okay, then thank you everyone. Thank you for joining. It was a pleasure to have you all. And any questions, there is an email ID. You can send an email and someone will respond to you. So thank you all, and we are closing this session now.